Hey guys, so today I received a Google Cardboard head-mounted display from Knoxlabs, who are here in Los Angeles, and I just wanted to do a quick unboxing with you so you can check it out. Now, I did purchase for an extra $2 the already assembled version. Normally, you'll get a flattened out cardboard assembly kit, and you follow a video that you get to by scanning a QR code, and then it just shows you how to put it all together. I don't know if that's hard. I didn't want to deal with it, so I paid the $2 extra. So anyway, here we go. Here's the box, and let's take a look. I got the special red shades version because I thought that was kind of cool. You can actually get custom branded versions of this, which I suppose isn't too hard, but it's got a nice glossy finish to it, and it feels nice. There's their logo. I'm assuming that this is where the magnet is. This is the magnet that's used for motion detection. And then here's your glasses, the lenses, and in here we have the QR code, assembly instructions, scan me for video, and the all-important rubber band. Now, rubber bands actually, although they seem like not a big deal, were a design decision from Google when they were prototyping this. They found that just including a simple rubber band in there to hold the phone had just enough friction to keep your phone in place when you're moving your head around. Another interesting thing is that they actually didn't include a head strap in the Google Cardboard specs because they found that that makes people feel like they can just whip their head around in every direction, and it can cause the phone to fly out, or it can cause nausea. And they really wanted to give people a gentle experience going into VR, so they found that when you have to hold it up, it sort of constrains your motion, your range of motion, and ultimately adds to a better user experience. So there's a lot of UXD involved in this seemingly simple cardboard design. There's a lot of iteration that went on to get it to this point and to create the specs that you have to comply with to be certifiably Google Cardboard. So I'll download some apps and we'll take a look. So here they are assembling it, and one of the things that I noticed right away is, so here you have to you have these two Velcro attachments, and you open this up, and then you'll stick your phone in here like this and wrap it up like that. That means I had to actually remove my phone from the outer case. So that's just a little thing, but you know, if I want to pop into VR mode, I have to essentially remove my phone's case for the form factor to work with this thing. Okay, so yeah, if you watch the assembly instructions, you'll see that this right in here is the magnet, and that's what holds it in place. And then you go to your phone and you go to Google Cardboard, and you download this 32 meg app, and that's your front door for using Google Cardboard stuff. Of course, you could look at other stuff as well, but that's a good place to start. We're going to put this phone in. I downloaded the Google Cardboard, and we have the demos right here. Now, it does ask if there's a QR code for my actual set of goggles, and normally there is a QR code that will help Google Cardboard identify, you know, particular specs about that design or whatever to optimize it, but there is no such QR code here now, so we're just gonna go for it. Now, I'm gonna put this in, and so what I can see right away is a menu, and I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna activate any of these things. I mean, oh, so that's really interesting. So that's so cool. So I basically took this and I dragged this down, and that was my selection. That's nifty. That's really sexy. Okay, so we're doing an Earth thing here. We're looking around at some kind of a simulation. Now, I will say this. When I first put the Samsung Galaxy S5 in here, I would close this thing up, and the Google Now app kept showing up and asking me, if, telling me it was 10 minutes to my work area or whatever. I was trying to figure out how to prevent the phone from taking control back over this app. So it seems to be okay now, fortunately. Now let's try something else. I'm not sure. Okay, so I pressed this thing down again, and now I'm zooming in to this area. And let's press this again. Okay, so I'm just gonna open this up, and you can see that this is what it looks like when it's not in the goggles. And if I tap the setup button, it says set up your viewer for the best experience. If we go there, it just asks, here's the default viewer. Do you want to switch viewers? And if so, you have to find a QR code. So there is none. So we stick with the default for now. And I don't know really how to get out of this app at the moment. And if I go back into demos, okay, good. So I'm back here now. So let's see what happens if I close this up. You just line it up. There's a line in the center. And as you can see, immediately, this Google Maps thing comes up. And I don't know how to prevent that from happening. I mean, I didn't tap anything else. I tried to disable everything else that is an automated function or whatever. So that's kind of frustrating. There you can see there's the VR menu again. And I'm going to put that back in very carefully.
Welcome to the Palace of Versailles,
one
of the most famous monuments in the world. It contains a total of 2,300 rooms, and we take you on a tour to its most iconic ones.
So overall, what Google did with cardboard is really impressive. It does a lot of things for something that's essentially cardboard and a couple of pieces of plastic. It takes a second to learn it, but what doesn't take a couple of seconds to learn? The only frustration I found was with the phone itself, trying to jump in and do stuff while I already have another app running, in spite of me disabling everything I could imagine that would be an automatic feature. So maybe that's Samsung's fault for being so full of helpful software. And the other thing, this is like minor, but I found that when I started looking around with this thing on, I started getting dust in my eyes. So you might just want to blow it out a little bit beforehand when you first get it. And that's just a side effect of it being made out of cardboard. Knoxlabs does also make a aluminum version, which is like $85, but I got this for $25 with free shipping. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Another thing I noticed is that you really would want to put a piece of foam right here in the nose part. This is something that a lot of people talked about, but you'd want to soften the weight of the phone with this sort of rough cardboard edge is not very comfortable. And finally, the reason that I keep falling back into the default screen is because the home button on the Samsung phone is aligned right with this piece of cardboard right here. So I think I might just cut like a little piece out, and that way it'll leave some space so that that doesn't happen all the time, which is really the most irritating thing so far. Other than that, I'm really happy with it. There's a whole bunch of apps. You can get like one from Insidious, which is meant to scare the crap out of you. VRSE makes like really high-end stuff. That's Charlie Milk shooting super high-def stuff where you can walk around New York or in Syria or around behind the scenes of Saturday Night Live. So those are pretty cool, but they're really big files, like a gigabyte per file kind of thing. So yeah, I'll be probably covering all the different apps and what I think about them and why they're interesting or what they teach us. And that's it. So again, you know, forgive me for any goofiness about how to use this thing. I like to come at an unboxing from the perspective of a first-time user who really doesn't know what to expect. But I'm sure by the next video, I'll have a lot more insight into the design and how it plays out for the end user. Okay, thanks.